Hey everybody, James Casanova here. So Three Gun Nation has released their new rules for 2015, and there's a whole bunch freaking out online about how the Division Limited is turning into Factory and how the old Limited Division's going away. It's not the case, guys. I put together things here so that we can go over the guns that are going to be legal this year and the few small changes that we're going to need to do to run in the Factory Division. Factory's a little bit misleading. Don't get hung up on it. It's just a name. For the rifle, run your same old AR. I'm going to be running Carbon Arms AR with the Burris AR-1X on top, lightened bolt carrier group, all the rest on there. Everything's modified out just the way I want it. Same kind of things we've always run. If you ran it last year, you can run it this year. The only difference this year is that you're going to have to run 30-round magazines. No base pads, just 30-round magazines. Good old Magpul 30s, you're good to go. Get a few of those things and you're set happy. So rifle, 30-round mags. It's the only difference. You can run offset irons if you want to in this division as well. You can run a non-magnified optic and an offset. Don't know really why you'd want to, but just if you want to, you can. Pistol, same old guns that you ran last year. Same thing I'm going to be doing again. We've got Zev guns here, fully modified out Glocks with aftermarket triggers, milled out slides. The only thing is you can't have a ported barrel. Same thing as last year, same as always, and no optics, no compensators, all that. Magwells are fine, cuts are fine, triggers are fine, all that stuff's just great. Magazines, they made a concession so you don't have to run short mags. You can run your normal mags with your Terran base pads, your Henning base pads, Carbon Arms base pads, whatever base pads you want to run. 140 millimeters, 141.25 to fit the gauge. The only difference is you got to download them and only run 15 rounds in your magazine. So that's just fine. Nothing wrong with that gun. Nothing wrong with running a modified Tanfolio, an STI, an SV, anything you want to run there. You're just fine. Just no optics, no ports, no comps. Shotgun, 8 rounds in the magazine tube. Otherwise, gun's the same. You can have your port cut out, opened up for all your quad loads and super fast running that way. You are restricted to 8 rounds in the gun at any time. You can do that 2 ways. You can do it with a short 8-round tube, or you can plug your existing tube. This is a 12-round tube, so if you want to plug that so it only takes 8 rounds, you're good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little trick for plugging your shotgun. If you want to run your magazine tube just the same length that you always do, this is a 12-round tube on my Benelli M2, you've got to take your capacity down by 4. You can just go ahead and buy a plug from Brownells or some places like that. There's the plastic plug that goes in the end of your magazine tube. Everything works great. If you show up to a match and you don't have your plug, you forgot it, whatever, this is a great little trick for just while you're out there at the match. It doesn't cost anything. It takes just a couple of minutes and it works beautifully. So what you got to do is find yourself 5 shotgun shells, 5 spent hulls. And I've got 4 of them already prepped here for me, but what you do is you pick them up, cut off the crimp end here, just take your ever-present handy-dandy pocket knife, and cut off the crimp, so just like that. Then take one of your shells and cut it down so that you get about a 1/2-inch cup. This is going to be a reverse follower for the end of the spring, and take one of your other shells and you cut it down just enough extra so that it's basically the length, the amount of space that you're going to lose to that little cup there. So one of your shells is there. That way now you've got 4 shells equivalent space that's going to go into your mag tube. So now you're going to take your mag cap off here, take your little short guy, little reverse follower, feed that onto the end of your spring. This just keeps your spring from climbing past the other shells and getting tied up and things. Then you're going to feed your other shells in, feed them in brass back just like normal. The other nice thing about this is it is very light, so it's kind of doesn't add anything out there. You can always cut down your spring so that you're not so oversprung. This will give you, if you don't cut your spring, you're going to be loading against the equivalent of having 12 rounds in your shotgun. But you do that, you pop that in there, put your cap back on, and you're good to go. You are now blocked to 8 rounds. Make sure that you go out and test, and actually that you can fit 8 rounds in your tube still. If you can't, cut down one of those hulls and just give yourself enough space. It's just a spacer is all that is out there. Make sure you use spent hulls. A, they're lighter. B, they won't go off in your gun. Not that they would, but you want to be careful. So there's your trick for that one. Limited, factory, same difference, just a magazine restriction is all. Magazine restriction on the shotgun's taken care of this way, so no cost to that. Have fun, come play with me in the factory divisions. I'll still be there, and hopefully we'll get this division to grow up a little bit. So thank you very much, and we'll see you guys out there. Look me up on Facebook if you have questions. It's just James Casanova on there. You can find my athlete page and shoot me questions there anytime. Have a good one.